for those of us that have discovered that the Earth is not what they say it is there anything that they will do to us, or is it just right now prevent others from going down that path?
Seems like that to me. I mean, you can see the upping in the propaganda and through the mainstream media, advertising. Everywhere I go now, I switch the radio on the TV, everything's global. Globe all over globe, the global this, global radio station, bouncing globes in the background, globes in the foreground. You know, you can see that there really seems to be an effort of containment, you know. But as I keep saying, for me, there's an inevitability about this. It's one of these things, you're not going to put it back in the bag. It was never in the bag in the first place. As you can see through what we can trace in history, this has always been an issue for them, you know. And what seems to be happening is, as I pointed out yesterday, I was watching some NASA bullshit of all their plans of going to the moon and this and that. But what we're seeing is an influx now, all these postulations of what's going to come, but it's all coinciding with visual effect technology that's advancing at the same time. So again, people really need to be on guard and be really aware of what these fuckers are going to try and offer up. You know, so I don't know if they're going to try and go that avenue, you know, as contain it by what they show on the fucking TV screen and make it convincing. You know, as I keep saying to people, it matters not what they show me on the TV screen, it's direct reality that dictates what my objective reality is. No, this fucking image on the TV, you know. But people are so caught up in getting their information through that kind of stimulus that may have an effect. So I don't know, but you can definitely see that through the years as I've watched, they've been upping it and upping it and upping it, and anybody that's been involved in it for any period of time can see it. You know, there was a point where I thought, has it always just been there and I'm just becoming more aware of it? But there's a definite, particularly in the last kind of year, 18 months, there's been a real increase in the propaganda, the bullshit that they're putting out there. So,
you know,
I see it too. But what do you suppose they'll do to us, the ones who are pretty much never going to go back to the globe Earth unless somehow they fly us in these shuttles to outer space and we see, hey, okay, it is globe Earth. But I don't think that'll ever happen.
In 2005, these three people believed for 5 days they were astronauts, 200 kilometers above the Earth's surface on a Russian space shuttle.
We've just seen the Earth, like, I can't even believe I'm saying that sentence.
It's Space Jim, but not as you know it. So what are we trying to achieve here? Blast them into space for 5 days, where they'll make history as Britain's first televised space tours, when in fact, they will be in this high-tech shuttle simulator based on genuine NASA blueprints.
Well, as Dale said, they might have virtual shuttles, right, with the advances and, you know, augmented and reality and all these, you know, visible phenomena. They could actually put you in a container and pretend to fire you off, and if you're still gullible enough, you might actually believe you're up there, yeah?
They were actually in a state-of-the-art Hollywood simulator in an aircraft hangar in England.
So that is maybe a scenario where, what are they going to do with us? I think they're just going to try and continuously drown us out with, you know, drivel like the non sequitur show, you know? I think that's a prime example of what they try to do is continue to ridicule people asking questions, try to marginalise us in some way, or make us look foolish or stupid, you know, so they're certainly continuing with that. That was a good point you made though about discerning this. I hear that myself too often. Oh, I'm moving beyond the flat earth, as if, you know, there was a bigger problem or a bigger question facing humanity at the moment, you know, which I would wholeheartedly disagree with, you know. And again, it's maybe just the turn of phrase and the way people say things that gives a false impression, but I'll just keep reiterating this. There is no bigger question, because this lie, this deception that's going on is absolutely the one where everybody can start to agree on the natural reality and live life and direct realism and understand, you know, the practical, demonstrable things where we're being deceived. And you can do it in this arena like no other. You know, we've said this many a time. I think, you know, any other conspiracy theory is so difficult to prove or understand or find any, you know, real solution in it. Whereas this one, it's absolutely blatantly obvious to anybody with eyes and ears, that, you know, there's something fucking horribly wrong. And as you say, we've sifted, I mean, I'm 54 now, Dale, I've sifted through the contents of what's in the room, you know, ad nauseum, up and down and left and right. I'm well read, looked at a lot of things, and there's no resolve there to be found without an exploration of the actual boundaries of where we are.
Exactly.
So,